Welcome back to Alton Speed Shop. Doing a quick update on the Camaro. It's been a little bit. Last time we updated, we had the cam snafu that we had. We ordered a cam from a certain parts house. They sent us a cam, lifters, and some lube. And I went to install it. I'm looking at the cam closer and realized this is the wrong cam. I looked at the part number. Yep, they sent me the wrong cam. Sent me a small block Chevy cam where we needed a big block. We've since got with crane cams. They sent us out the correct cam, and we've installed it. I think I did a video on that where we were installing it. Talked about the importance of lube and everything. So anyway, we got the cam in. We adjusted the lifters. And after that, we installed timing cover, harmonic balancer, oil pan, intake manifold, valve cover gaskets. We run an oiler through the port, make sure we had oil coming out all of our rockers, make sure our valve train is good, our lifters are pumped up. So whenever you put a new cam in, there's always a possibility that things will go south on you. Always a possibility. You know, every time you do one, you've got to break it in correctly. When you break it in, you run it up to 2,000 RPM. The minute it starts, you run it up to 2,000 RPM and then you let it run for 20 minutes. Sometimes they don't like to start. Sometimes it's hard starting. Sometimes it's not timed correctly. So you mess around with it like that to get it going. Once you get it going, you get it up there. And generally, if you can get it started, run it up 20 minutes, break in that cam, you're good for the rest of the life of it. No worries after that. It won't wear. It won't take a lobe out. If you don't get it right, it'll take a lobe out. So that being said, I've taken every precaution to make sure this cam is going to work. We've lubed the lobes, we've lubed the lifters, put them together with plenty of lube on them. They got a lot of lube. There's certain oils today that have more zinc. The new oils never break in a cam with synthetic oil. I love synthetic oil. I run it in everything I have, except you never break in a cam on synthetic oil. I like to use Rotella. Rotella has a lot of zinc in it. That's what you need. That's what modern oils are missing, is zinc. So, like I said, we're gonna have every opportunity to make sure this cam breaks in correctly. We've got lube on the lobes, lube on the lifter faces. We pre-oiled the lifters to make sure oil was coming through the rocker arms. We're using Rotella oil, which has a lot of zinc. This is, I think this is, unless you went with a full-in break-in oil, like Joe Gibbs break-in oil, Rotella is probably the best you can get as far as zinc additives. I think it's 1,400 parts per million or something like that, but it's high. A lot of diesels run this. This is 1030. Rotella just come out with this not that long ago, and most of the time it was thicker diesel oil, but they come out with this 1030, a lot of zinc. So the other thing we did was we run a zinc additive for extra security. I just run Lucas because it was the most easily available. Put this in with your oil. When you add your oil, put this in. I like to pour it all over the lifters and the camshaft so everything's lubed for when you go to fire this up. So that being said, there is still a slight possibility that things could go wrong and a cam lobe could go bad. If it does, it's not the end of the world. You do have to change your cam and lifters again, but I'm pretty sure we're as safe as we can be on this. I know the owner wants to get this back. We've had it a long time. We've had a few things happen that have been taking us longer than what we estimated. You know, I was thinking a quick fuel tank cleaning, go through, reseal some stuff, throw it in, you know, and then we found a bad cam, and then we had the cam shipping problem and little things here and there. But here's where we're at. We've got the engine installed. Everything underneath is done up. All the motor mounts are tight, torque converter's on, bell housing bolts are tightened. The only thing not on is the exhaust. I haven't decided yet whether to put the exhaust on or not, or to break it in with just the exhaust manifolds. It'll be loud, but I don't know what's in the exhaust pipes right now. I don't know if there's rat's nests, mice nests, so I'm not quite sure where I want to go with that. I may blow some compressed air through them. The exhaust is going to be changed after we get this running. It's going to the exhaust shop. The exhaust will be put on. So, I don't know if I'll hook it up. I like to leave the original exhaust so the exhaust shop can have a template, because I want this exhaust to be as original as it came out of the factory. All the original bends, and it's just easier for the exhaust shop. Pull off the pipe, bend the new pipe accordingly. Makes it way easier. So I'm leaving it in the car. Not sure if I'll hook it up. Okay. So what we got to do now, we got to install the carburetor. Got a new, a rebuilt carburetor. I had it rebuilt by a very reputable person. It's ready to rock and roll. We've got a new radiator. That's going to go in. All new radiator hoses. We got a new water pump on. Got some new heater hoses. Fuel line up, and pop that distributor in. Right now we're sitting at top dead center, number 1 compression stroke, which is where you want to be when you hook up that distributor. So I left the distributor out for ease of install. Now when I installed this, I'm used to working, I've got 2 sons that I work with in the garage. Always a huge help. So, but they're getting older. No, not older. One's 18, one's 16. They've got jobs now. They're working basically like 40 hours a week. So I've been a one-man band on a lot of this, which slows down things also. But I was determined to get this engine in, and so we had to get a little bit. I had to get a little bit creative, I guess the word is. I was using ratchet straps to get the engine aligned just right. It popped in, and it went in good. It went in really good. So it wanted to be back in the car, which is always a good thing. Now, as long as it runs, be good to go. We got good brakes. We're gonna have a good engine. Trans is gonna be good. That's the big if. We're keeping our fingers crossed that trans will be good, and this thing will be on the road again. So we're gonna be out of town for a few days. Any of you gearheads know it's Speed Week. It starts today. I wanted to get this in. I at least wanted to get this in the car before Speed Week. We're gonna run out to Speed Week for a few days. That's something that's tradition. We've done it for the last, I don't know, 5 years, 7 years. There were a couple of years that were canceled because of weather and water on the salt. But we're going out there. We're gonna have a blast out there. So, but by this time next week, this car will be together and running. So that's the plan. We've got everything that we need at this point. All of this top stuff, the radiator, the carburetor, the distributor, that goes in pretty quick. Couple hours, that stuff will be in. Fill up with antifreeze. The oil's already in it. Like I said, we've already put the 5 quarts of oil in it with the zinc additive. Lubed everything up, so should be good to go. My carburetor guy promised me that carburetor is dialed in right now to start. So, and no worries there. I trust him. We will have to pour some gas down it, prime it, because it's been empty for a long time, and I blew out all the fuel lines. No big deal. fact, we'll probably get some pressure up to the pump beforehand, just to make sure we got fuel right to there, and then we'll just throw some in the car. So anyway, want to do a quick update. You may see a video, but it'll probably be salt flat video. Salt flats are going to be a little different this year. Coronavirus screws everything up. We're not going to have our friends from other countries there, which is a pretty big turnout there. New Zealand, England, they all can't come into our borders still. I think if they can, they've got to quarantine. So a lot of those won't be there, but we'll have all the natives, the USA people, and we're looking for a good time. We hope that it'll be well attended. The salt looks really good, so there should be some fast numbers posted. There should be some records that'll be made, and always a good time. If you haven't done it, I suggest you go out to Speed Week at least once in your life. Put it on your bucket list if you're any kind of a motorhead, and stay a night. Go to the Nugget Casino, watch the car show. A lot of cool cars there, and they're not afraid to go out on that salt. They'll be covered in salt. So it's a cool deal. Anyway, so we'll talk to you in a little while. Hang in there. This car will run, and fingers crossed it's going to run awesome, and we'll get it back to the owner. So till then, stay safe and stay cool. It's hot out. See ya.